Hi everyone, welcome back. So this morning I went to the gym for a high intensity interval training class, I think they call it. So that was really early, 6 a.m. It's barely light now. And I noticed something very interesting with the dynamic between me and the other people in the same class. And I found that most people need others to push them so that they can push themselves to their limit. And I realized that I'm actually the opposite. I tend to push myself much harder than I probably should. It's almost like you can imagine like the revs in a car redlining. It's like I don't feel the redline process until it's way too late. So in this class, we had to count how many times we could do these reps in a certain amount of time, and I was dead last. I was the slowest in the entire class. And I thought about that for a while. I'm like, should I try and speed up? And then I thought, no, and I definitely shouldn't. I'm already pushing myself to the limit of my body, and I know that if my heart rate goes above about 190, I start to feel dizzy, and that's probably not a good thing for my training. So if I were the instructor, it would look like I was not putting in as much effort as others, whereas actually I was pushing myself closer to my limit than any of the others were. So very often gym instructors shout at you to keep going and try and encourage you and say push harder and keep going and all that kind of stuff. That is not helpful for me. And I realize I use this knowledge a lot when I'm coaching, especially adults on the spectrum. It works for kids too, but especially adults. Because in my Emotions Explained business, one of the things is helping adults to learn emotional intelligence, so one-on-one coaching in that way. And a question I will often ask is, would you like me to push you? And I have yet to meet a person who says, yes, please push me, please encourage me to do things I don't want to do. Usually it's the opposite. It's if the person doesn't think it's a good idea, or the person thinks it's too much, it probably is too much, and the clever thing to do would be to back off a little bit and give a little bit more time and allow the person, and in this gym class this morning it was me, to self-regulate the amount of energy that I put in so that I don't completely burn myself out and do myself damage by pushing myself too hard. Anyway, so they were my thoughts after the gym this morning. I'll speak to you another time. Bye.